Hello, I am Elena from JWT Travel. I am chatting today with Sonia Cruz Oro, founder of Travel Awakens. Travel Awakens and JWT Travel have launched a very special and unique Wellness Camino tour aimed at those searching for personal growth and meaningful change while walking the trails to Santiago de Compostela. Sonia is a certified coach with a degree in both psychology and leadership, and she's here today to tell us all about this special Camino experience. Welcome, Sonia. Sonia, what is the Wellness Camino and what is this experience designed for?
Thank you, Elena. I'm so excited to be here today. Yes, absolutely. So I like to define the Wellness Camino as a Camino catalyst. It's especially designed to turn the volume up to all those benefits and the transformational power that the Camino already has by itself. And it's designed for people who are looking for a positive change in their life. Usually, these are people who are at crossroads, at life or transition crossroads, looking for clarity or maybe looking for healing. Because, nowadays we are all very busy. We are all, stress is all around and we are running from one place to the other. And we are very connected to technology, but somehow we can be very disconnected from who we really are and what we really want. So these people know that they have to invest in themselves and they are ready to do that. So they are ready to step away from the busyness and the, all this noise that is happening around them, to give themselves time to focus on themselves and their well-being. And their only question is, how can I make the most of this investment? So the answer is the Wellness Camino.
That's a very interesting, actually, Wellness Camino tour. And Sonia, how did the idea of the Wellness Camino come about? What inspired you to create this special pilgrimage?
Yeah, so, well, I'm originally from Spain, and you also will know that we always heard about the Camino since very early childhood. So I did it myself several times. And from my background in psychology, and I'm always interested in this, I was speaking with pilgrims and asking them what they were their real reasons to be there. And we were having these conversations, meaningful conversations. And I was, surprised on how people, they could, arrive at the end of the Camino and arrive to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela and saying, yes, look, I enjoyed the experience and this was a great experience, but now I go back home. And my question is now what I do, what's next, because every day they were waking up with this purpose of, walking this 20-ish kilometers and arriving to the next stage and the next stage. And then they were at the end and it was like, okay, now what I do, So I realized that there was something missing there. But the problem came from much earlier because they were not preparing, for the experience with intention. So they were not walking every day intentionally. The only concern was more about how many kilometers are left to arrive, to the place, and thinking about the future, thinking about when I will arrive, how many days are left. And it's not fault of their own because, we are trained like this to behave like this. We are programmed, by society and all the responsibilities and running from one place to the other. It's difficult to be present. But these changes or this clarity and healing that people are looking for actually happens during the Camino. So if you're waiting for the fireworks when you arrive to the cathedral, you're going to miss the point. So it's important to prepare, meaningfully prepare, and be clear about what you want out of this experience and have this intention in mind and being present. But also the other problem was that the emotion is also an important factor if we are looking for change. Because if the experience is not move you, it doesn't move you, it's not going to change you, right? So you will be shocked how many people walk the Camino and they don't even know who is St. James. Or his life, they have an idea, but
yes.
I'm not talking about the religious sense, I'm talking more about the historical, they haven't done any kind of research. And of course, what do you expect if you arrive to this powerful moment that is going down the crypt in front of the sepulchre of St. James, and just they don't understand what they are seeing. They just see, a silver ark. So this makes me sad because this moment is powerful. So it needs to be, in that moment when people are queuing, instead of being impatient to arrive, it should be like they should be shaking of emotion because this moment is It's like they were what they were waiting for, right? So all this made me, realize that it was something that was missing, that people were doing the Camino with this meaningful intention, but they were missing in, the preparation and the incorporation of these changes. So that's why I decided to create the Wellness Camino.
That's great, Sonia. Thank you. And Sonia, what sets the Wellness Camino apart? How does it go beyond traditional Camino pilgrimage?
Yeah. So this pilgrimage, the Wellness Camino, is not only a 7-day pilgrimage, that you will find in other tours. So it starts well before departure with the preparation, where we are going to get crystal clear about what the people want out of this experience. And so we can approach it with more purpose and make it more meaningful. And also there is the incorporation afterwards that, because otherwise, if you don't take the time to reflect on the benefits and the insights and the changes that happen during this experience, chances are you are going to fall back into old ways of thinking and old habits. So you're going to go back to status quo. And if we are looking for lasting change, we need to, do something about it. So this is the preparation and incorporation, but also the experience itself is designed based on the concept of the hero's journey. So maybe you have heard about the hero's journey. Is very popular for movies and books like, Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings. Is this hero that leaves the comfort of the home, the familiarity, and embarks in this adventure in the unknown, and then has to overcome challenges and, also meets allies, and eventually comes back home changed and shares these benefits and, all these gifts with their family and friends. So this is not only used in movies and books, it's also been well researched by Professor Joseph Campbell, for example. So it really explains why people change as a result of adventure experiences. So we are going to base the experience based on this concept. And also, because the problem is nowadays travel, it's too accessible. It has lost all its meaning. It's too easy to travel. But in the past, when pilgrims were doing the Camino de Santiago, they didn't know if they will go back home. It was dangerous. So they started the trip, but they didn't know if they will come back. So we are going to prepare this from this point of view, this perspective. And when you prepare for a trip and you are not sure if you are going to come back, I'm gonna ensure you that you're gonna make the most of it. You're gonna make it count. So this is the experience, how it's different from other tours.
Yes, it's a very special Camino, and also because we are now living in a world where we are not present, and we are all the time thinking, what do we have to do next? And then being present during experience you have, or in this case, the Wellness Camino is something very important that we all have to do.
Yeah, we don't give ourselves the permission to stop and really we just go in this wheel and what's next, and we will learn. That's
absolutely
right.
Sonia. And Sonia, just to finish, tell us a little bit about the trip itself. For instance, which route will you be walking?
Yes, so we are going to be traveling in October from the 15th to the 22nd. Actually, it's 7 nights. And we are going to do the coastal Portuguese way. So it's along the coast, from Vigo to Santiago. We are going to walk, and every day we are going to step in a different accommodation. All the accommodations are standard 3-4 star quality. So it's going to be, but to carry our backpacks, because the backpacks are going to be carried for us. So we don't need to worry about the weight. We just need to, be present and enjoy the experience. And of course, the preparation starts in September. So we are going to travel there in October, but the preparation starts in September, so we can meet all the participants online, and we will do all this, preparation before traveling. And of course, after, we will have this incorporation until November as well. So it's a full experience, comprehensive journey.
So thank you very much, Sonia, for chatting with us today, and wishing you a very buen camino.
Thank you, Elena. My pleasure. Buen camino.